Okay, students, welcome to the online session. So this seminar we decided to do because this is one of the most important session in your science lesson, because in maths and other subjects you can target these questions, certain questions. For example, in maths, you know, the first question will be related to maybe geometry, second question is related to some shares, so there is a pattern. But in science you don't have that kind of a pattern. Any question from any part can come, but we can only assure one question, that is out of these systems, out of the 5 to 6 systems that are present in our syllabus, one system will be a sure question. So the only part where you can guess in science is the system. Okay, so from the past few years we can check which systems have come to the paper. We will be doing, at last we will be doing our past paper session. In that past paper session we will be discussing which questions have come in 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004 and 2015, 16 from the new syllabus, 16, 17, 18, 19 and 2020, and then from that we can guess which will come for 2021. Okay, that's a rough guess. Okay, it's not sure that whether it will come. We have to study all the sections. One section we will give more importance and study. The last day I will tell you what section. Now we can't say it in the first day. So from the first, think that the system which you are studying on that day will be the system which is coming for your O level, and study in that way. Okay, students, so the ones who are having a connection problem, please go to a place where there is high connection. Even me, from my room, I have come to another place to come for the, I am already in Colombo, the place where there is high connection. And from there also, I have come to a place where there is the highest connection. So from my side, there won't be any stuck or any other problem. So please, you all also go to a place where there is high connection. Then only this seminar will be 100% clear and colorful to you all. Okay, then we will move to the session. So we warmly welcome all the students, maybe outstation, Colombo, physical students, my already registered students. Welcome to the online session. So this is going to be a 8-day session. Every Saturday we will be having this live session, and the ones who miss this class, the ones who are unable to come to this class, maybe due to various reason, maybe traveling or fever or any other problem, they can come to our retelecast. Retelecast will be happening on Tuesday night. Okay, so there is option. We won't be giving recording to anyone because this is a precious seminar. Because last year some of our seminars, the other teachers, they got the recording and they played it as their seminars and all. So we are not giving recording to anyone. We will be giving a retelecast. Okay, then we will go to the next part of the seminar. Yeah, so you know, this is the 6th unit of your grade 11 lesson. The 6th unit of your grade 10 lesson is cells. So that is also an important session, plant and animal cell. And then with cell you started the grade 11 first unit, that is the tissue. So from cells you are studying about tissues, and from tissues you will be studying about organs and organ system. So you know already there is a pattern. There are many cells. Cells gather to form. Can anyone tell me the answer? Many cells in our body gather to form the tissues. Okay, so cells is unit 6, and then
Tissues.
is grade 11 unit 1. And many tissues in our body, so you know there is connective tissue, epithelial tissue, muscle tissue, nervous tissue, coming under plant tissue, and under animal coming under animal tissue. And under plant tissue you have learned about apical meristem, lateral meristem, intercalary meristem, parenchyma tissue, collenchyma tissue, sclerenchyma tissue, xylem tissue, and phloem tissue. So those are the plant, and the animals are connective tissue, muscle tissue, epithelial tissue, and nervous tissue. The students who are having any problem related to those lessons, we have uploaded a YouTube video related to animal tissue. It's a clear video which you can watch and understand 100% about the animal tissues. So tissues join together or combine together to form organs. Likewise, many related organs, okay, they join or combine to form the organ system. Many such systems combine and work together to form one full individual or one organism. So you know, in your lower grades you have studied that there is a pattern. Okay, there is a pattern of organization. It is known as cellular organization. Under characteristics of living organism, the first topic is cellular organisms, cellular organization. I hope you all have studied that in grade 10. So you know the simplest substance, that is the subatomic particle. You all know protons, electrons, neutrons. They will join in different patterns and join together to form atoms. Many atoms will join together. You all know the atoms, right? Hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, like that. You have 20 which you should study. And there are 120 in the total periodic table. Those are the atoms or the elements. Those elements or the atoms, sorry, will join together to form simple molecules. In grade 10, first unit, you have studied simple molecules. Water is a simple molecule. Carbon dioxide is a simple molecule. Then they will join together to form complex molecules, also known as macromolecules. Okay. So those macromolecules, for example, carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acid, did know all these revision. They will, others please mute your audios. I have already. Okay. So we have studied all those in our old lessons, in the grade 10 lesson. Then they form the complex molecules. They form the organelle. So the last month we had a seminar related to the cells. It was a free seminar for grade 10s. So in that we studied double membrane organelles, single membrane organelle, membraneless organelles, mitochondria, nucleus, chloroplast, Golgi body, vacuole, everything we completely studied. So these organelles will join together to form cells. There are two types of cells. One is the plant cell and the animal cell. So I hope you can see these, no? Okay, the plant cell and then the animal cells. So plant cells will join together. Many plant cells join together to form plant tissue. Many animal cells join together to form animal tissue. So if they ask the definition of a tissue, there are 4 points you should understand. Physically linked group of cells having a common origin, specialized to perform specific function. Those are the tissues. Under animal tissue, there is a nice classification. Under plant tissue, there is a very nice classification. Meristematic tissue, permanent tissue. Under meristematic, three things are there. ALI, Ali. A for apical, L for lateral, I for intercalary. Short form is Ali. Then under permanent, you have simple permanent and complex permanent. Simple permanent, PCS. Parenchyma, collenchyma, sclerenchyma. Under complex permanent tissue, XP, xylem and phloem. So Ali, ALI, PCS, XP. So those are the plant tissues. So these tissues, then in the animals you have semen, CMEN. C for connective tissue, M for muscle tissue, E for epithelial tissue, and for N for nervous tissue. So those tissues will join together to form organs. Okay, you know, lot of we will study all that organs today in the class. The organs will join together to form the system. So the systems will join together to form one full organism. So from there also there is a classification. Organisms, same organisms together, it's known as population. Many populations living together, it is known as community. Living things and non-living things are together, it's known as ecosystem. Many ecosystems together, they are known as the biosphere. So like that, lot of things are there to go in the future classes. Okay. Then we will go to the systems. There are many biological processes taking place inside an organism. For example, respiration. You're breathing in, breathing out. What is happening to the air which is going into your body? When breathing out, what are the things coming? So there is a deep uh, thing to discuss under respiration. Then there is digestion. The food you're eating. What is happening? You're eating the food. After that, when you go to the washroom, the unwanted wastes are going. In the middle, what is happening? If you don't eat food, for example, now most of you all are fasting these days. At the end, now this time 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, you all are really tired. Why? No food in your body, no water in the body. So how is digestion happening? The food which you eat, what is happening? There's a big thing happening. Then circulation, mainly blood circulation. Your heart is pumping, keep on pumping. What is it pumping? Where is the blood going? How is it going? Then coordination. Whatever you're seeing from the screen, it's going to your brain. Whatever you're hearing from your mic, your speaker, it is going to your ear. So coordination is happening. When I tell you to stand up, you can stand up. When I tell you to sit down, you can sit down. You can understand my words. You can understand my voice. So there is a coordination happening. Then excretion. The waste body from your body is getting excreted. All these are big systems. If we make a machine, we have to make a big room size machine to do these things. But all these things are happening inside your body within a very small, within very few organs. So for this processes to happen, there should be specific organs, and these organs together, they are known as system. So for your coordination, homeostasis, and transmission of sensation, you have the nervous system. The students who have the tute, okay, most of the students, they would not have the tute, because after registering and paying the fees, we will post the tute. But my theory students, most of you all, when you pay the May fees, you will get this tute. And for some of the outstation students, we have already posted this tute for easiness. We have already posted. So the ones who are having the tute, in that tute, all the details, all whatever is here is there printed in the tute. Certain places you have to fill the tute. One such place is this nervous system, these points. Okay, nervous system. It is related to, okay, it is related to coordination, homeostasis, transmission, and sensation. So nervous system is the, I think it is the most important system in your body, not due to questions, due to the work it is doing in your body. Then second one is hormonal coordination. Okay, it is done by the endocrine system. Okay, it is done by the endocrine system. Then the next one, digestion. Digestion, you everyone knows it, no? Because every day we are eating 3 times a day, we are eating food. So you know about the digestive system. It is done by the, so it is done by the digestive system. Okay, is the screen clear? Can you all see the screen, and whatever I am writing in the screen, can you all see it? Okay, hurry. Then your blood circulation. When your blood is circulating, the oxygen is also circulating. Now these days the most spoken topic is oxygen, because you know, when you look at the Indian news, people are suffering without oxygen. So how is the oxygen circulating in the body? It's by the circulatory system. Then the carbon dioxide, it is coming out of the body. One method is by the circulatory system. It's traveling to the lungs, and from the lungs it is coming out. Okay, so there are nice things we have to learn. So the system related to oxygen and blood circulation, gaseous circulation and blood circulation, is the circulatory system. Then the respiratory system. Okay, the respiratory system and circulatory system are interconnected. Why? Because the respiratory system absorbs the oxygen needed for your body, and the circulatory system transmits the oxygen throughout your body. So respiratory system gets the oxygen, and circulatory system transports the oxygen. Circulatory system, not only oxygen, there are many other things, hormones, blood, antibodies, microorganisms, many things are transported. In the respiratory system, the oxygen is taken in, and there is a place where inside the cells, oxygen and water, they undergo a special reaction. Can anyone remember the name? We have studied that in grade 10 unit 8. Inside the respiratory system, inside the cell, there is a special respiration. What is that respiration? 1 minute. I think I have unmuted all, no? Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Yes.
Cellular respiration.
Cellular respiration. Very good. Cellular respiration is happening inside each and every cell of your body. Okay. Good. Then the next one is excretion, the metabolic waste from your body. Okay, when I say excretion, most people, most students, they think that is the stool or the fecal matter. No, excretion is not the fecal matter. Excretion is urine, sweat, and exhaling air, because they are being produced after a metabolic reaction. So what is metabolic reaction? How is the metabolic waste going out through the excretory system? Under the excretory system, we will be studying much about the urinary system, the kidney, ureter, urinary bladder, a lot of things are there. So these are long topics, very nice topics. Okay, I will tell you why this seminar is a special seminar. Okay, I will tell you why. Yeah. And the other thing, I wanted to give a small reminder, because most of the students, okay, most of the students, they are thinking we have more time for the O levels. So have anyone calculated and seen how many days you have more for O levels? How many days more for your O level? Any guesses? No guess?
So around 240
200 days. Yeah. Okay, we'll remove all the 1 minute. Now for Muslim students, Ramazan is there. Okay, fasting is there. Then festival will be there. Hajj festival is there. Then for the other students, many other, Vesak is coming, Poson is coming. Okay, like that, many distractions are there, and the main distraction these days is IPL. Okay, so when you leave that time, everything, only around 200 days you have left for your O level. 200 days, you might be thinking 200 days is a very big thing. Okay, you might be thinking 200 days is a very big thing. Okay, if you can take a pen and paper and write down 200 days, how many subjects do you have for your O level? Almost 9, no? We'll take as 10. Then divide the 200 days by 10. You have how many days per subject?
20
20 days per subject. Then per subject you have grade 10 syllabus, grade 11 syllabus. So if you divide that 20 into two parts, for grade 10 you have science grade 10 10 days, for science grade 11 10 days. Is 10 day enough? Okay, now the main mistake the students make is they think 200 is a big number. No, Puta, when you calculate it according to your syllabus, your lesson, your subjects, you have very few days, 10 to 20 days in hand. Okay, now when I say this, only lot of students, they get that fear. Until now, nicely y'all are playing games. Okay, that mostly y'all are fasting now, nicely sleeping and wasting the time. They are thinking, okay, we'll wait. We have time. And now what happened? For 3 months, most of the students, they wasted the time. They were thinking, okay, maybe in April after first term physical classes will start, we will do everything in physical classes. Then once the physical classes started, again the corona came, and now what is happening? Again we are under quarantine and lockdown, and many problems are happening, and now again the classes are online. So students, we don't know whether this this online session will be there maybe until your O level. Who knows? Because if the, we are in the third phase of corona, the phase where from one place the corona is spread into another place. That means, I think you all are listening to the news, you all know, no, the clusters, known clusters. Recently, yesterday and day before yesterday, because I am into the medical field, we are getting the news that there are unidentified clusters. Unidentified clusters means the people who are staying at home without going out, suddenly they are getting corona. This is known as the fourth stage. Okay, in the fourth stage, people will be dying at home without any reason. They can't breathe, they will die. This is what is happening in India. So in Sri Lanka also, we don't know what will happen. So if those kind of situation happen, your full life will be online. I mean your O-level life. So the students who are waiting till physical class starts to do good hard work, forget that dream. Okay, it's a dream. You won't achieve it. Okay, so give more importance to the online classes. As much as important your physical classes, the online classes are important, and study not only for my subject, for all the subjects, because this time again if they put a lockdown, we don't know how many months will go to reopen school, reopen classes, and back to normal. We don't know how long it will take. Okay, so please students, do the necessary precaution. Your O level life is only at risk. You are the batch who are like 100%, you're the one who are affected by the corona, not the previous batch. Because the previous batch, when corona started, they were in grade 11. They missed only grade 11, but y'all were in grade 10 at that time, and y'all missed your grade 10, and now y'all are going to miss your grade 11. So don't waste your O level life due to this corona. Corona will come, corona will go, but you have to face your exam. You have to develop your future. Okay, students, so you have only 10 to 20 days at hand. Always when you do calculation, how many days for O level, you write that calculation, divide that by 9 or 10. 10, it is easy, no? That's why I divided by 10. If I divide by 9, around 22 days we will get 1 or 2 days extra. Okay, so always do that calculation in that way. Then only you will understand the real closeness of your exam. And the other thing, are you ready for your exam? Are you ready for the exam? Now 200 days left, per subject 20 days, per grade only 10 days. Are you ready? So what are you going to do? Have you completed your theory? Have you started your paper classes? Have you done your revision, or have you ever started revision classes? All these are questions which you should ask. Not only for science, for your maths you ask this question, for your history you ask this question, Sinhala or Tamil you ask this question, literature you ask this question. For each and every subject, sit today. I think this seminar will be a life changing seminar, because last year we did this seminar. It was a life changing seminar for many students. I am not only a teacher, I am a doctor, and I am a counselor. Okay, so I am motivating you all, I am opening your eyes. Okay, have you all completed the theory of this lesson? Ask the question from you. Can you do papers related to this? Ask the question from yourself. Have you done the revision? Some students, the grade 10 book, I know recently when they came to the physical class, their grade 10 book is polished, not even open. When I asked them, no, sir, online I am listening to the lectures. You're listening to the lectures. Did you do the revision personally? Without doing personal revision, no use of coming to class. Just dream. Okay, don't keep on dreaming. Hari, okay. Hari, now I think you all are angry with me also for scolding you all like this. Okay, why I'm telling this is because your life. Okay, don't play with your life. Later only you will regret. So what to do? Okay, what to do? Now you have this kind of a situation. Everything is stacked up. Don't know where to start. What to do? Where to start? Don't know. That's the main problem now. Many students are saying, so don't know from where to start. What to do now? What shall I do? Okay, I'll tell you one thing. Okay, the famous quote from Benjamin Franklin is, by failing to plan, okay, listen to this carefully. By failing to plan, you are planning to fail. Okay, if you fail to plan, that means you are planning to fail. You will fail if you don't plan. That's the final thing. Okay, so what should you do? First, put a plan. Okay, first put a plan. Okay, students, give me 2 minutes. Okay, I will continue. Give me 2 minutes. These are the three things which you should do. Give me 2 minutes. Okay, students, we will continue the session. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the first thing you have to do, okay, now why I'm taking the, now before the seminar, I wanted to give you a proper plan, then only this seminar will be worth, or else you will, like a normal online class, you will just follow this seminar and the next day you will forget and you won't get motivated or you won't do work. Okay, so the first day itself, I am telling you, this is the first day is the free class day, no? So I am giving this to everyone, okay? Share this to your friends also, no problem. Okay, first thing you have to do is put a plan. Okay, in that plan, what things should be there for each and every subject? You have to put a plan. Even if you spend 1 or 2 hours to do this, no problem. Okay, the time spent in putting a plan is an investment. Remember that. Some people think, Apo, to sit and put a plan, it's a waste of time. No, it's an investment. Put a plan, write it. Okay, not in your mind, write it in a piece of paper. Take a subject, science. What are the lessons? How many lessons are there? Some students are there, they don't know how many chapters. 20 chapters in grade 10, 15 in grade 11, totally 35. Like that for maths, you have part 3, part 1, part 2, part 3, many books, no? Write all the topics. What are the lessons you have completed? What are the ones you are confident? Highlight it. The not confident one, do a revision. Start from the thing which you know. Start from the simple thing. That is my advice. Okay, some students, they are telling, sir, can't understand, can't understand, can't understand, and they are not studying anything. So the best thing is start from the simple one. Okay, start from the simple one. Yeah, if you have any doubts, you can send in the chat. I can see the chat. If there is an important question, I will answer. Okay, so many students are not starting. Okay, they are thinking, but not starting. Okay, so even if you think for 100 days, no use. If you start one day, that is the best day. Okay, so from today, from tomorrow, from today night, okay, put a plan and start. First the plan, then action. Plan and then action plan. Put your plan into action. So first start from the easiest one which you know. For example, if you take science, if you go to the grade 10 first lesson, chemical basis of life, carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acid, vitamin, mineral, protein, water, that is very hard. Don't learn that lesson now. Start from cells. Cells is a very easy understanding lesson. Then go to tissues. Like that, you have to make a plan. You have to go according to that plan. Just don't go according to the syllabus plan. If you go according to the syllabus plan, the first chapter in grade 10 itself will demotivate you. Because when you start memorizing about minerals and the minerals and vitamins and the functions of water, that's not big lessons, no big things. Later, learn that later. Start from very simple things like the cell lesson. Okay, characteristics of living organisms. Start from motion, distance, displacement. Okay, start from the easiest one. Take slow, step by step. So that is the plan. Now today I can't give the full plan. Now for this I have a separate counseling session. Okay, it will take 2 hours to give the full counseling. What to do, where you are, how to start. Now today is a seminar session. Now we have to cover the content. So quickly I am telling you, put the plan. Okay, whatever plan, no problem. Put it, start. Okay, the next thing is you have to have proper teachers for each subject. That is the most important thing. There should be a teacher to guide you in that subject. Okay, and I'll tell you one small thing, because again the online things have started again. I saw many posters of new teachers. Okay, new teachers, no problem. I am not telling the teachers should not start classes. They are starting classes. It's their first experience, but they are not suitable to teach for grade 10 and 11. That's my opinion. Okay, the people who are starting new, first time teaching, they should not teach for grade 10 and 11 because they don't have experience. They can teach grade 6, 7, 8, 9, no problem. 10 and 11, okay, don't, if they start, no problem, they will start. But you, when going to a teacher, check whether they have minimum at least 2 to 3 years experience. Check that, because for them, you will be the trial, but for you, you can't give your life as trial, no, because you have to face your O level. Your O level will benefit in your A level. Your A level will benefit in your job. Your job will benefit in your marriage. Your marriage will benefit in your life. So it's a lifelong thing. So don't make people use your life for their trial. Okay, one as a brotherly advice I am giving you, the teachers who are starting newly, don't go to them. Okay, because they also don't have experience. For them also first experience, for you also first experience. So always when selecting a teacher, go to a teacher who has a experience and who has proper plan, yearly plan, and also they should be able to teach online, because when the physical stop, they should be able to teach online. Even if they are 100% qualified, if they can't teach properly in the online, no use. No, your life is going to get spoiled, because you're the one who's going to face the O level exam, not the teacher. So do that as the second plan. For all 9 subjects, maybe 1 or 2 subjects you don't need a teacher. English and all, you all don't need teacher, because English you can study alone. For the like hard subjects, you should have a teacher, and that teacher should be qualified, experienced, and he or she should be able to guide you. And the third thing is dedication, and you have to learn smart. Okay, I won't tell us work hard. Nowadays you have to work smart. No, there are some students for 4-5 hours they are reading the book, and the understanding which they are getting through that 4-5 hours, some students are there within half an hour they are getting that understanding, because they are learning in a smart way. Okay, in future I will tell you how to learn in a smart way. So these are the 3 things which you should do. If you want, you write and keep. First, put a plan. In that plan you have to have your weakness and your strength. What are the lessons you have studied, what are the lessons you are weak at. Okay, so I don't want to waste more time, so I hope you understood that session, that part. Okay, this is the most important part, I think, in today's seminar. This is the most important part, because this will help you in all the other lessons, not only science, in all the other lessons too. Okay, without any further delay, we will go to the session. So before going, I would like to say, work hard in silence and let success make the noise. Okay, now these days all again lockdown, no schools, all these things are closed. Today 1 hour ago there was a news, schools are closed until the 7th, and later they will say until 14th. After that they will say after Vesak. Okay, so it might go 1 month, 2 months, we don't know, because we are in a crucial situation in our country. They may put a lockdown in another few days, we don't know. So be ready for the worst. So work hard in silence and let your result make the noise. Okay, now people will tell you a lot of things. Apo, you can't work, your badge is the worst badge. They will tell you a lot of things, but you have to show the success in your result. So your result will be the answer for everyone's question. Then okay, now this one I put my past achievements just to show the students about from whom they are learning all those things. Now I don't think we have time to discuss all those things. One small thing I will tell you, I'm a past student of Hijaz International School and DS Inanak College, and I'm a student of medical faculty, Unani medical faculty, University of Colombo. So when I say University of Colombo itself, you know all the past things. No, you will know about my A level result, O level results, all those things. So because if someone is going to a Columbia University medical faculty, you know their talent and their dedication and their hard work. Okay, so I have I'm teaching at many places, many institutes. Yatra Maradana, Yatra Kolonnava, Aspire Dehivala, in a Grand Pass Institute. I am a visiting lecturer. I was a visiting lecturer at Fath Academy. Okay, so like that, many these ones are there. Every year we conduct special seminar sessions at many schools, especially Mavanella Zahira College, Mavanella Science Center, Dehiwala Fath Academy, Dehiwala Aspire Institute, Science Academy, and at Panadura Jilan. So many places. And one small thing I wanted to tell you, why I selected this system lesson is because this is like my subject. Because every day in our campus, we are cutting the dead bodies. Every day we are seeing the digestive system. Every day we are seeing respiratory system. Every day we are seeing excretory system. Every day we are seeing the lungs. How this is actually a smoking person's lung. Can you see this one? We dissected in our university. We cut it. It's a smoking person's lungs. Can you see how what color it is? So every day we are seeing the system. So system is a very simple lesson for me. For me, if you tell me to teach, I hope I'm not fast. No, you all can cope up with my speed. Okay, if you tell me to teach digestive system, I can teach the digestive system like I am seeing the digestive system. If you tell me to teach about the respiratory system, I can teach as if I am seeing the respiratory system, because I have cut many dead bodies and check the respiratory system and check the digestive system. So this is, I can openly tell you, this is like my subject, very simple. The problem with the school teachers is they have not seen these dead bodies and all those things. No, they are not medical students. No, They have learned from the theory. They have seen the picture in that book. They are teaching the book. But for me, I have seen the real picture. Okay, I have cut the head. We have cut the head and taken the brain. We have cut the face and taken the eye, played catch with the eyes. You know, it's like that in medical university. When you go to medical university, it is a part and parcel of your life, cutting dead bodies, checking the different organs and parts. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you, this is my subject. Okay, my lesson. That's why I'm giving more importance to this system lesson. So students, I hope this introduction is enough. I hope all of your doubts and everything is cleared. So I can guarantee you that this seminar will be a totally different seminar. Okay, in the last day, I will cut real organs, real heart. Okay, not a human heart. Okay, these days we can't get the human heart because our campus is closed. Okay, we will take an animal heart and we will cut it. Okay, we will take a chicken and cut and see all the organs. We will take a goat's heart and cut the heart and see the chambers. We will take a cow's kidney and cut and see. Okay, all those live videos I will show you. Okay, so this seminar session is going to be a totally different one. It's not like the normal convention. I am reading, you're listening, and after that tomorrow night you're forgetting. It's not that kind of a session. So I want you all also to be active. Harida, you have to invite your friends. Okay, you have to be active. You have to do, if I give some work, you have to do that work. Yeah, so these is the tutes. Okay, these my theory students would have received all the tute. The students who register for this seminar and pay the fees for this seminar, you will receive this tute. This will come to your home. Okay, biological system seminar, you will receive this through post. Okay, so the seminar fees is including the postal charges, tute charges, everything. I will post it. It will come to your home. So if you do the payment within this week, you will get the tute. So before lockdown, please get your tutes. And the next session with the tute, it will be very interesting, because in the tute all the written things are there. So you can just highlight and underline. Okay, it will be a nice session. Okay, so I want the students who are interested to study, continue. If you are not interested to study, if you want to have fun, don't come to my class. My classes won't be like fun in the sense, in the study section it will be really fun. I will be teaching you in an interesting method, but in that telling jokes and talking about movies and that and this, that kind of fun is not there in my class. Because I know many teachers, many sirs, they are fooling the students by telling just stories. Half of the class, 3/4 of the class, stories and movies and that and this, and little bit of syllabus. I will give you more syllabus, and I will teach you in such a way that you will be able to keep that in your memory for a long time. Okay, students, understood? Are you all ready for the seminar session? Go really into the seminar. Are you all ready? I want to hear your voices.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's start the session. Okay, so today's session is nervous system. Okay, nervous system. When I say nervous system itself, you will be able to understand something related to the nerves. Okay, nerves, nervous system. So when you look at the nervous system, you can divide it into two parts. One is the central nervous system, other one is the peripheral nervous system. When you look at your body, now look at your body from top to bottom. When you look at your body, the nervous system which is in the center, that is your brain and your spinal cord. It is known as this brain and the spinal cord. It is known as the central nervous system. Why? Because it is in the center. Where is your head? Where is your brain? In the center. Where is your spinal cord? Okay, some students confuse between spinal cord and backbone. Backbone or vertebral column, that is different. Inside the backbone, inside the vertebral column, there is a jelly-like long fiber. That is the spinal cord. I will show the real picture, so don't worry. So the spinal cord, okay, it is actually inside the backbone. So that is also in the center. So very simple, it is the central nervous system. Then what is the peripheral nervous system? Peripheral nervous system are the nerves which are arising from the brain and the spinal cord. When I show the picture, it will be clear. In the center, it is central nervous system. On both sides, it is the peripheral nervous system. In the peripheral nervous system, you have two parts. One is the cranial nerves. Okay. The other one is the spinal nerves. Cranial nerves and the spinal nerves. cranial nerves coming from the crania. Crania means brain. So the nerves which are coming from the brain, those are the cranial nerves. The nerves which are coming from the spinal cord, those are the spinal nerve. So the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system both are connected. And when you look at the brain, there are three parts of the brain: cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. I will show all the pictures. With the pictures, you will be able to understand those things clearly. Harida, good. The main function of the nervous system is to coordinate and maintain homeostasis. Okay, so this is one of the most important point. The main function of the nervous system, okay, it is coordination and to maintain homeostasis. What is this homeostasis? Don't worry, there is a separate subtopic, homeostasis. You will understand that. Harida, the ones who have the tute, please open the tute. In the third page, all these pictures are given. Okay. Sorry. So this is the diagram with the picture. Okay, so can you see the central nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord that is in the center part of your body. That is in the center part of your body. Peripheral nervous system are the nerves which are arising from the brain and the spinal cord. In the brain one, they have not shown it here because brain one is very complicated, very hard to draw it. The spinal one they have shown. Okay, from the spine, from the spinal cord, these are arising. So they are known as the peripheral nervous system. So did you understand clearly what is the central nervous system and the peripheral nervous system? If you can't understand, remember like this. Central nervous system is like the main road, and the peripheral nervous system are the small roads joining the main road. Very simple. If you understand in that way, done. Then when you look at the main road, one main road is brain, the other main road is spinal cord. To the main road brain, how many sub roads are coming? Those are the cranial nerves, 12 pairs. 12 on this side, 12 on the other side, left side 12, right side 12. Like that, from the spinal cord, there are 31 pairs of spinal nerves. Now, can you see in here it's highlighted? These are the 31 pairs of spinal nerves arising from the spinal cord. Can you understand? Main road, sub road, think like that. Then it will be easy. So these numbers, please memorize. Cranial nerves, 12 pairs. Spinal nerves, 31. I remember like this. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. Harida. Good. Okay, this is a real person's brain and the spinal cord. And from the spinal cord, the nerves which are coming, that is also preserved. Can you see? And can you see here? This is the eye of the person. Here, that's not that clear. That is the eye, because eye is directly connected to the brain. So these, you know, no, people donate their body. Okay, people donate their body to science. When they die, they say, I am donating my body to the science. So the dead bodies which are coming to our campus, our university, are those kind of donated bodies. So in medical students, we cut the hand, leg, heart, and see the things. So certain bodies, they remove all the skin and they preserve the skeleton. Some bodies, they preserve the brain. Now this is a very nice one, no? So we can nicely teach the students about the spinal cord and the spinal nerves. Are you all clear? Can you all clearly see this picture?
Yeah, sir.
Yes, sir.
And the spinal cord, brain, and the spinal cord and the nerves arising from the spinal cord are shown here. So 31 pairs are there. Then this is the picture of the brain. Okay, this is a real dead body and they have cut the dead body and they have cut the skull, and this is the brain. And now this is very nice red and blue color, that is dye. Okay, that they have injected the dye so that the blood vessels are very visible. or else in a dead body, the blood vessels, the veins, it won't be visible properly. So they have injected a dye, but this is a real brain. Can you see the ear and all? It's a real person. Okay, Puta, so there is a nice saying, all the makeup in this world can never cover up an empty brain. So if your brain is empty, that means if you are not educated, however makeup you put, that won't cover up your foolishness. Okay, can you understand? So face value is not important. Face value is important, but if you don't know to behave properly, if you are not well educated, if you are not well mannered, your beauty is just waste. Okay, especially for girls, I am telling you, because most of the nowadays what's happening, the girls are not studying that much. Okay, in some communities they are saying girls don't need to study, if they stay at home that's enough. Okay, if they are beautiful that's enough. Okay, that's not the thing. Your beauty is nothing if you don't have proper manners, if you don't have proper knowledge, if you can't guide your children towards a good path. Your beauty, your makeup is nothing. So that's why they say, if your mind is empty, how much ever makeup you put, you won't become beautiful. Okay, if your character is beautiful, that's the real beauty. So the character beauty comes with education. Okay, students, when you look at the nervous system, the main thing done by the nervous system is irritability and coordination. This irritability coordination you have studied in grade 10. Can you all remember in grade 10 unit 8? Okay, these words are very important. This irritability is the ability to receive or respond to external or internal stimuli. Okay. Oh, 1 minute. The ability to receive and respond to external stimuli. For example, if someone is throwing a ball at you, or else someone, no, if this is a physical class, I will practically show this. If I throw something at a student, he will suddenly close his eyes. He will get scared. Why is that? I am doing a stimuli and he is giving a response. That full process is known as irritability. Okay, if I am taking the mark and trying to throw at a student and he's just opening the eyes and waiting, that means he's having a disease, no? If I'm trying to throw the mark and all, if he's just looking up and waiting, that means his irritability is gone. He's either a coma patient or a paralysis patient. Can you understand? So if you are a real human, if you are active, the irritability is there. Okay, there are many stimuli, many responses. In a irritability, there is a stimuli and there is a response. What is a stimuli? What is a response? Everything, it's there in grade 10. You have to memorize. In grade 10, there are a lot of things to memorize because it's the basics of your O-level lesson. I know you all have missed the grade 10 lesson. Now, when I take my theory classes, 90% of my grade 11 students, they are again coming to grade 10 classes. Why? Because they have missed their grade 10 lessons. Because it was online now. They played the fool and now they are struggling. Okay, so you all also don't make that. Now, already you all might have made that mistake. So cover it up. Go revise your grade 10 lessons or go to classes, do something, learn, or else there is no option. Okay, so in that we have studied what is stimuli, what is response. Few examples I am giving you. Okay, in the morning you're coming, you're sleepy and your mother is giving a hot cup of tea. What will happen? When you touch the tea cup, it will be hot. Will you be keep on holding? Quickly will take the hand away. Okay, sometimes if the teacup falls and breaks and there will be a big problem, that's a different thing. Quickly you will take the hand. Or else when you're running barefoot without the slipper, you're walking, if a thorn pricks, will you keep the leg and wait? Nice feeling, will you keep and wait? No, quickly you will take the leg away. So that is the response. Okay, so the pain going to your body, quickly you're removing the hand. All this, who is coordinating? Your nervous system. Okay, your nervous system. If your nervous system is not working properly, tell me a disease where your nervous system doesn't work properly.
Stroke.
Stroke. If a person gets a stroke, from the blood vessel, there is a block, and that blood vessels, from that blood vessels, message is nutrients are not going, then the nerve system from that part also will become paralyzed. And if you prick the finger, no sensation. Okay, coma patient, there are some coma patients, no, when you prick. Okay, recently also some students were saying there is a movie where there is a coma patient, when you tell prick or anything, he can't feel. There are some coma patients, they can feel the pain, but they can't give a reply. Okay, that is the dangerous type of coma, because for example, let's say an ant went inside the body, it's biting that person, he's feeling the pain, but he can't open his mouth and tell there is an ant, please remove that ant, or he can't move his hand and remove it. So until the ant die, he has to keep on getting bitten from that ant. So that type of coma is very like scary. Okay, so you have to, that kind of a patient, you have to be very careful, you should not allow the ants to go closer. Okay, there is a lot of things. Okay, Hari, so can you understand? So touching a hot object, so just tell me, what is the sensory organ at this situation? There are many sensory organs now. When touching a hot object, what is the sensory organ?
The hand.
Yes, in the hand you have the skin.
Hand.
Skin is an organ, no? Skin is the sensory organ at that situation. From your skin, there are nerves. Skin is connected to the nervous system. From your skin to the nerve, the message is going to your central nervous system. Sometimes it goes to the brain, sometimes it goes to the spinal cord. From that, the reply is coming to your hand muscle to move away. Therefore, immediately you are removing your hand from that object. Can you understand that simple example? Touching the hot object and removing the hand. Then the next one, tasting something very sour. Nicely, you can do this. Okay, you take a small fellow. Okay, so you might have brothers or sisters at home. No, take them, tell them to close their eyes or tie their eye with something, and nicely squeeze a lemon and keep in their tongue, and look at their facial expression. They will make a funny face, no, scrunching face. Okay, this one, did they plan and do? They did not plan to do like this kind of a face. But suddenly when their tongue touched something very sour, puli samanam. In Sinhala you say, ambul the titta the. Ambul ne? Ambul ne? If you keep a very ambul thing, very sour thing, very puli thing in the mouth, you will make a scrunching face. Automatically that's happening. Because tongue is a sensory organ. That sensory organ is connected to nervous system. That is going to your nervous system, and that reply is coming to the facial muscle, and your facial muscle is becoming like a weird face, scrunching like expression. Can you understand? So I'm just asking, is your tongue tasting something or your brain?
Brain.
Yes, actually your brain. Okay, because the stimuli is going to the tongue, but the real taste is felt by the brain. Okay, there are some diseases where people are eating, but they can't feel the taste. Their tongue, no problem with the tongue, but there is a problem with the nerve or the brain. Because in the brain, there is a place which receives the signal, no, that place, or the wire, the nerve which is taking the taste signal, that is having a problem. So for them, whatever they eat, chicken or biryani or whatever, everything same taste. So remember.
Sir, yeah, fasting, sir.
Okay, wait, I have nice examples. Wait, I'll tell you. Okay, so your brain is the one which tastes. Okay, actually your tongue, from the tongue is the gateway, but brain is the ending point. So there are some brain damages where you can't taste anything. So that is sorry.com. Okay, that's a very bad disease to live with. Hari, next one, smelling something very delicious and tasty. For most of the people now, maybe your mothers are making nice, tasty, nice curries, no, at home, because now you are going to breakfast. They are making porridge, or some places they are making samosas and patties. Some places they are making nice, tasty burgers. Some places they are frying the chicken and making crispy chicken. So when I am saying this itself, for some people's mouth, there will be salivation, no? So when they smell the food also, the salivation. For example, when you're
So why this Kolaveri, sir?
okay, so when you're walking closer to KFC, you get a very nice that smell, no? KFC fried chicken, you know, in KFC the highlight food is itself that crispy chicken. So that frying crispy chicken smell, when you get that smell itself, your mouth will start watering. That is called salivation of the mouth. So for your nose and mouth, is there a connection? Yes, from your nose, the smell is being transmitted through the nerves to your brain, and your brain is sending signals to your mouth, and saliva is secreting in the mouth. Sometimes it will send signal to your stomach. Stomach will secrete HCl. That's why when you go to KFC and sit, your stomach and all, there is some nice, like not nice, there is a feeling in the stomach, like a growling feeling, and some things are getting secreted, that kind of feeling. You feel more hungry. Okay, that appetizing, they say that's a nice good appetizer, that kind of things, all those things happen. So can you see the nervous system? Okay, now we are talking one small points about nervous system. Okay, the other one is hearing something very loud and irritating. For example, girls, especially girls, when there is thunder or lightning, what will happen? When there is a thunder, they will quickly close their ears. Girls, you might have experienced this, no? Because it is irritating. The stimuli is the thunder, and your response automatically you are closing the ear. Or else when an accident happens, what will happen? People who are close by, quickly they will close the ears. Why? Such a loud sound. So those kind of things are happening. Or else you are walking, someone is calling your name from behind, automatically you turn back. That is the response you are giving. And the other thing, final one, seeing something really scary or horrible, your eyes will get filled with tears. For example, I'm telling, okay, you and your best friend are walking. Your best friend, let's say, you're staying, your best friend is crossing the road. A big container comes and knocks your best friend, and he gets into pieces. What will happen when you see that scene? Will you laugh? Ha ha ha, very good for this fellow. This, like this only should happen. Will you laugh if he's your real best friend? No, no. You can't even run towards him. You will start crying. Automatically your eyes will get filled with tears. You won't worry about the people watching you. You will start crying. Okay, let's say you don't have friends. Your parents, if this happen, because I know many situations this has happened in front of their eyes itself, their parents have met with an accident. So automatically they will fall to the ground and they will cry, no? So these are like the stimuli and responses. These are very practical things which you will be able to understand. I'm not going into very hi-fi things, okay, which you won't understand. These are things which you can understand day to day activities. Are you all clear about this? So from this we learn 5 things. There are 5 sensory organs. First one, what is the organ related to the first situation?
Skin.
Skin. Second one,
Tongue.
the tongue.
Tongue.
Third one,
Nose.
nose. Fourth one,
Ears.
ear.
Yeah.
Fifth one,
Eyes.
eyes. Okay, good. So these are the 5 sensory organs. All 5 sensory organs are connected to your nervous system. So coordination, irritability, coordination, stimuli, response, everything is connected to nervous system. Now this one, it's not there in your grade 11 part. It's there in your grade 10. Why I am combining both is because then only you will understand everything clearly. Because in your O level, when asking question, they won't ask separately grade 10, separately grade 11. They will mix and ask. Our students, they study separately, no? So they don't like, for them it's like hard to answer those kind of questions. So what I am saying is syllabus, grade 10 or 11, no problem. If there is a connection, you have to study both together. When studying certain grade 11 lessons, you have to go back to grade 10, revise the grade 10 and study. Okay, then we'll go to the next ones. So stimuli, these definitions, it's there in the grade 10 book. Please try to memorize it. It is a change which occurs in the external or internal environment, which is strong enough to bring about a response. Okay. Now, behind you, ant is walking. Will you turn behind and see? No, because it's not strong enough. The ant walking sound is not strong enough to bring a response. But if a chair falls behind you, then you will turn back because that is strong enough. So these are very simple. Whenever there is a definition, practically try to put that definition into a situation. A chair is falling behind you, a chair is falling, the damn one sound is coming, you're turning back and seeing. So that is a stimuli. It is a change which occurs in the external environment which is strong enough to bring about a response. What is your response? You're turning and looking, chair, and you're turning back and coming. So can you understand? Detected by a sensory organ. Either it is a sight or a touch or a hearing or a taste or a smell. Only 5 sensory organs are there. From these only you're receiving things into your body. Then the response, it is the reaction which occur due to a stimuli. For example, stimuli. You're hearing a news, but O level is cancelled. What will happen? Response. Your faces and all. Now itself I can imagine how your faces are. Okay. So that is the reaction. Can you understand? Response. Or if I say O level is going to be held next month, then there is another response, different reaction. So the reaction which you give according to a stimuli, that is the response. So these are practical things. Science is not hard. If you practically study it, enjoy and study. Okay, I study in an enjoying mood. Okay, now when I am angry or when I am moved out, I don't study. When I am happy, I study because I like to study in a happy mood. Okay, in a relaxed position, because you have to make studies interesting. Normally studies are not interesting. You have to make it interesting. And then we'll go to the next part. Okay, for irritability to happen smoothly, coordination of many organs and systems are important. So the definition of coordination, it's important. If you have the tute, in the tute already it is there, you have to just highlight it. Okay, it is the communication between different organs during response to a stimuli. Nervous system and endocrine system are involved in coordination. That's very important because nervous system and endocrine system, hormone system, you will study later. Hormones are also involved in these responses. Okay, Hari, this coordination, I will give you one example. Now, when you're walking barefoot in the road, if a thorn pricks, katuwa kanuna kakule, okay, mullu kuttittu kaalla, what will happen? Will you take the hand away? There are some people, there is a disease, okay, their communication between the organ, their coordination is fully upset. If something prick on the leg, they will first take the hand away. Okay, if you're a normal person, you will jump and take the leg off, no? But if you're some diseased person where the coordination is not proper, either you will turn the head and see behind or take the hand. After that only you will remove the leg. So can you understand the importance of communication between the organs? If your leg prick, you have to take the leg, not the hand. So who's coordinating and all, communicating and coordinating? It's the nervous system. So I think nervous system is the most important system in your body, because your education, your study, your sight, your taste, your smell, your hearing, your everything is related to nervous system. Okay, coordination happens due to interconnected role of 2 different systems of the body. Okay, one by one we will study. Today we will study about the nervous system, that is the nervous coordination. Next week we will study about the endocrine system, that is known as the chemical coordination done by hormone. Therefore, it's given another name, hormonal coordination. Can you understand? So we have already started the nervous system. I started the nervous system. Now we are coming to the function of the nervous system. One by one we are coming. Okay, do you all have an overall idea of what we are going to do?
Yes, sir.
Then nervous coordination. Okay, now we know an overall idea of the nervous system. Now we'll go one by one. Okay, nervous coordination takes place through the nervous system. Do you agree with this? Nervous coordination, nervous system. Harida? Okay. So in the nervous system, we have the brain, spinal cord, and the nerves which are coming out from the brain. Those are known as the cranial nerves. and the nerves which are coming out from the spinal cord, those are known as the spinal nerves. So in the nervous system, these are the four main things. So if nervous coordination is happening, out of these four people, at least one person should be involved. Without them, no nervous coordination. Then the second one, nervous system is composed of millions of cells known as the neuron. Okay, this one you have studied under nervous tissue. When studying nervous tissue, you have studied neurons. There are three types of neuron in our body. What are they?
Sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron.
Very good. Sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron. Okay, I always tell my students, phone to work, to get a connection, you need a SIM, no? Like that for your body also there is a SIM. What is that SIM? S for sensory neuron, I for interneuron, M for motor neuron, SIM, SIM. Okay, like that you remember. So the three types of nerves, okay, those are known as neurons. There are millions of neurons. There are three categories. Those are the sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron. So in your body, there are thousands of sensory neuron, thousands and millions of interneuron, and millions of motor neuron. Neuron is the structural unit of nervous system. Please highlight this, because if you take the nervous system, the structural unit is neuron. Structural unit is neuron. Does anyone know the functional unit of the nervous system? There are two things, structural and functional. Structural unit of nervous system is the neuron. What is the functional unit of nervous system? Anyone knows the proper answer for that? Okay. Studied, no? It's known as the reflex arc. It's known as the reflex arc. Harida. So the reflex arc is the functional unit of nervous system. Please write that somewhere and keep. When you look at the structural unit, it is the neuron. So neuron gives the structure. Reflex arcs give the function. Okay. Impulses are transmitted throughout the body by the neuron. If I ask you, blood is transmitted through what? Blood is transmitted through the blood vessels, no? You have aorta, you have arteries, you have capillaries, you have veins, venules. Can you all remember these names? In grade 9, you have studied about circulatory system, right? Arteries branch and form arterioles, arterioles branch and form capillary, capillary join together to form venule, venule joins together to form veins, veins go and end up in superior and inferior vena cava. I don't know, grade 9, huh? If you can't remember, just go and check it, because in grade 9, 1 or 2 questions may come. So if blood is transmitted through the blood vessels, our body impulses, electrical signals are transmitted through the neuron, through the nerves. Another name for neuron is nerves. Okay, so all the signals you're seeing now, my laptop screen share is going, no, in your phone or laptop. How is it going to your brain? How do you know this is red color? How do you know this is yellow color? From your eye, some signals are going. Those are the impulses. Now I am telling certain things. Hi, hello, how are you? You can understand this, no? From your ear, what is happening? That signals are going. So these signals are the impulses. It is transmitted through the nerves, or the proper name is neuron. Okay, neurons are the nerve cells. Hurry. Impulses are transmitted by electrochemical changes in the nerves. Okay, so you have studied in under nervous tissue, under the first lesson, animal tissue, plant tissue. Under that you have studied nerves tissue, no? In that you have studied about the axon, dendroids, dendrons, axons, cell body. Axon take impulses away from the cell body. You all have studied that, right? I don't know. If you all can't remember those, please, there is a YouTube video. Go and watch it. Everything clearly explained. So in that, what is happening? electrochemical changes are happening, plus minus, plus minus. So inside your body, I'll tell you one thing. Now you're eating food, no? You're eating biryani, let's say, or you're eating a fried chicken. Now I think a lot of people are angry with me because fasting, these fellows is telling a lot of food items. Submarine, burger, pizza, all this you're eating, no? From your tongue to your brain, does any piece of pizza or submarine or chicken go? No, not at all. All the submarine, pizza, bun, whatever you eat, it will be converted to plus and minus signals, positive, negative charges. This charge only goes to your brain and you feel the taste. Now you are looking at my laptop screen. In that letters are there. Is these letters going to your brain? No, from your eye it is converted to electrical signal, plus and minus, positive, negative charges, and this charge is going to your brain, and your brain is understanding that charge as letters. So can you understand the human body is such a great structure? No one can create a human body except God. Can you understand? Because it is such a great thing. Okay, you can't even imagine the human body. Okay, so that's why I'm telling you my life is totally dedicated to science now, because my life, everything, my university, my career, my everything is related to science. The more I study about science, the more I understand about a creator, because these things cannot naturally happen. Okay, so you can think and see how these are happening. Okay, you can sit and think one day what is happening, all those things. So this is a unimaginable thing. Electrical signals, my voice is converted to electrical signals and going into your body. The food which you are eating, electrical signals. The things which you are seeing, electrical signals. So I am telling, in future there can be a machine. For example, there is a machine, they can create a machine which can give signals. For example, you connect to your laptop and connect it to your brain, let's say, and its signals are coming. Burger signals are coming, you're feeling burger taste. Submarine signals are coming, you're feeling submarine taste. Can you understand? Fried chicken signals are coming, you're feeling fried chicken taste. You're not eating anything, but you know that kind of, now you might have seen in movies and all, they are stimulating your brain and you're in a different place, because your eye can be stimulated, your taste can be stimulated, your feelings can be stimulated. So in future, if scientists make a like a gadget which you can fix to your body, you're just sitting in one place, but it's stimulating, and for you it's like you're in maybe in a garden, and you can see the birds, you can hear them, you can touch the birds, you can smell the flowers, everything is happening. But in reality, you're just sitting in a chair. All the things are electrical signals. They can, okay, they can make, because our body is running with electrical signals. If you are able to stimulate them, you can create a machine and you can become the, like, the billion of the world. You can become the richest person if you create a machine like that. Okay, Hari. So neurons are the basic structural unit of the nervous system. Can you understand? So inside the neuron, what is going? Electrical and chemical charges are only being transmitted. So there are three types of neuron. Already you all know, you all have told me: sensory neuron, interneuron, and motor neuron. Okay, there are three types of neuron: sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron. Sensory neuron are the neuron which is responsible to take impulses towards your brain and the spinal cord. Inside the brain and the spinal cord, can you see in this picture? Inside the brain and the spinal cord, the interneuron is there. There, the reply is coming to the motor neuron. Through the motor neuron, it is coming to your muscle. For example, now in this situation, that person is touching a hot object, flame. What is happening? From the sensory neuron of the finger, the message is going to the spinal cord. In the spinal cord, exchange is happening, that is interneuron. From there, message reply is coming to the motor neuron to take the hand away. So it's coming to the hand muscle and your hand muscles are moving and your total hand is taken away. Can you understand how this system works? Sensory, taking input, interneuron, it's processing, motor neuron, it's the output. So remember, sensory neurons are always connected to sensory organs. Motor neurons are always connected to muscles or glands. This one I have told you even in the tissue lesson, nervous tissue lesson, I have spoken about this. Okay, so can you see this? Sensory neuron is taking the message, interneuron, exchange, motor neuron, output. So always remember these names: sensory, intermotor, SIM, SIM. Okay, so that's, I think you all have an overall idea about the internal structure of the nerves. Inside the nerves, neurons are there. Neurons are taking this from one place to another place. All those things are there. Now we'll go to the bigger part. Okay, the central nervous system, the main road. When you take the central nervous system, CNS is the most important part of the whole nervous system. If you take the body out of your body, central nervous system is the most important one. Out of the nervous system, the most important one is the central nervous system. Because without the central nervous system, short form CNS, without the CNS, even the other nervous systems can't work. So central nervous system is the main part and the central part. It controls and coordinates all the body activities and the function. Even if you are standing, even if you are blinking your eye, it is controlled by your brain or the spinal cord. Even a very, very, very small thing, you're breathing in, breathing out, your heart is beating, heart beating rate, your eye is blinking, your sweat is coming, your saliva is secreting, everything, each and every activity of your body is controlled and coordinated by the brain and the spinal cord. Understood? So the CNS is made out of the brain and the spinal cord. You know that, right? Both these are very important and delicate. Delicate means they are soft organs. Therefore, extra protection should be given to the structure. Now the brain, it's a very soft organ. Some people might have eaten brain curry. You all have eaten, no? A cow's brain or goat's brain, fish brain. We eat, no? So if there are vegetarians, I am really sorry. Vegetarians and vegans, I am really sorry for talking about this. But they make the brain curry and eat. When you look at the brain curry, it's like egg. Very soft curry, like an egg omelette. Okay, very soft. So in real life also, the brain is delicate, very, very soft. I'll tell you one story. In our campus, okay, there was one dead body. Okay, normally you have to put that dead body in a like a refrigerator thing and properly preserve it, or else internal organs will get spoiled. So one dead body, proper preservation had not happened. So when we cut the skull, okay, skull is very hard to cut. You have to take a big saw, like cutting wood. You have to cut the skull. When we cut the skull, some like jelly something came out and oozed down. Later, when we open the skull and see, the brain is not there. What has happened? Due to the heat, properly preservation did not happen. Properly, the body was not refrigerated. The brain is so delicate, it has become liquefied and it oozed down. Okay, so you can imagine that situation. It was like jelly, the brain. Now, when you break an egg, how the egg white and everything will come out like that. When you break the skull, when you remove the skull, the brain came out like jelly. Okay, so that day we couldn't take a photo, so I don't have the photo. Okay, anyways, brain is protected. Therefore, brain is very delicate now. Therefore, it is protected by the skull and the spinal cord. It is protected by the vertebral column. Okay, pronounce that word because some people don't know to pronounce it. Vertebral column, vertebral column. In other words, it's the backbone. So when you touch the back, you can see like spines and bones, no? That is the backbone. Proper scientific name is vertebral column. Inside the vertebral column, there is a small, not small, in humans like a rope, it's the spinal cord. So spinal cord is protected by the backbone or the vertebral column. Brain is protected by the skull. So if you give a tokku to your head, you all know tokku, right? When you don't study, the teacher will give a one good snap on the head. When you hit tokku, are you hitting the brain or the skull?
Skull.
Skull.
The skull.
No? If the skull was not there, for sorry.com, why? If your teacher gives you one knock on the head, next day you will be in the Angoda hospital. You will be in the mental hospital. Why? Brain damage. So such a soft organ, brain. Brain and the spinal cord are covered by meninges. This meninges thing. You all know about the skull. You all know about the spinal cord. But this meninges, you all might not have heard. No, in grade 10 or 9, you have not heard. No, meninges. In between the skull and the brain, there are like cushion, small cushion parts. Okay, so those are covering the brain. Now for a book, you put a polythene cover, no? Like that polythene cover, for the brain also there are a few polythene covers. Out of that, there is a hard skull. I am talking in between the skull and the brain, there are some more other things. Those are known as meninges. Okay, there are 3 meninges we have to learn in our syllabus. Okay, one by one we will learn. Dura mater, arachnoid mater, and pia mater. Okay, Dura mater, you know that Dora. You have that cartoon, no? Small days you watch Dora cartoon. I think like that. Dora name, Dura mater, arachnoid mater, and pia mater. DAP. That's the order. Above dura mater, what is there? Skull. Below pia mater, what is there? Brain. Can you understand? I will show the picture, then you will be able to understand. So, okay, before, on top of the skull, we have the skin. Below the skin, we have another layers. We don't need to talk about that. Okay, the most important one I will highlight. Oh, sorry. Skin. You all know the skin, no? In the head, you touch and see. Can you feel the skin? Yeah, no? On the skin only, you have the hair. So your hair style and all, with the skin, you have the hair. Below the skin, you have 2 small layers. Okay, aponeurosis and periosteum. So that one not needed. Below that, there is a bone. What is the name given to that bone?
Skull.
That is the skull. Skull. Below the skull, there is a thin layer. One is dura mater. The other one is arachnoid mater. Then there is a pia mater. Sorry. There is a pia mater. And another thing I will tell now itself, can you see in between this arachnoid mater, okay, in between this arachnoid mater and pia mater, there is a small space. Can you see this space? Mehema, can you see this small space?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
that space is filled with some fluid. Anyone knows the name of that fluid? In school,
Cerebrospinal fluid.
very good. Cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so we'll see why all this fluid, all those things are there. Okay, cerebrospinal fluid is there. That is in between A and P. Okay, dura mater is there, arachnoid mater is there, pia mater is there. DAP. In between A and P, there is a small cavity. Okay, there are names for that cavity. When you do A level, you will study that. Now, for now, don't need to remember those. But in that cavity, what is there? Cerebrospinal fluid, CSF. That is important. So we have a separate topic to study about CSF. Okay, now students, can you all understand? I want you all to practically study. Okay, if you study like robo, I mean like memorize, at one point you will get fed up. Half of the students are fed up with science because they are trying to memorize all the things and read. Reading is not a matter. You have to understand. When understanding, you have to apply that. Okay, when studying this, if I were you, when studying this, I will give a knock on my head. Skin is there. Taka, sound is coming. Then skull is there. Inside the skull, one polythene layer is there, dura mater. Then there is a wrapping sheet, arachnoid matter. Then there is another wrapping sheet, PR matter. In between two wrapping sheets, they have put nice liquid. Like that, I will make up a story. I will make up an image. Okay, or else I will put someone's name, Dura or Dora. Pia, Amma, for Tata we call Pia, ne? Pia matter, Deda matter. Like that, I will, from Sinhala I am saying, okay, like that, I will connect it to something and make a story and study. That's why for me, studies is interesting. Okay, when the students are coming and crying, so can't understand, I hate studying, when I sit and take the book, I am sleeping. For me, it's like a big thing. Because if you make it interesting, you can do it. Because now, Putha, if I tell you, okay, today seminar is cancelled, freely I am giving chance to watch a latest movie, what will happen? Because fasting, most of you all won't watch the movie. If I say I am sponsoring you all and giving you free phone and to play games, nicely you will play games, no? Because games are interesting. 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour you will play. But if I give the science textbook and tell you to read, within half an hour you will fall asleep. That is because you are not, it's not interesting. In reality, studies is not interesting, but you have to make it interesting. Okay, you have to make it interesting. If you make it interesting, you will enjoy studying. Then your parents always, they will say, why are you always studying, Putha? Please keep the book and go and play and come. Then how will it be? Now, normally they don't say that. No, now they are scolding, take the book and study. Keep the phone away and take the book and study. They say no. But there will be one period where your parents will say, Putha, enough studying. Now go and little bit play and come, money. They will say like that. So if studies become interesting, your life will become really interesting. Okay, then we'll move on to the next one. There is a special fluid present within the cavities of the brain and also present between the meninges. This fluid is called the cerebrospinal fluid. I told you, very important. It is there in between the arachnoid matter and the pia matter, in between A and P. And also it is there in some other spaces of the brain. Okay, if there are empty spaces, that is filled with CSF. In between arachnoid matter and pia matter, okay, I will say like this, amma matter and tata matter, because pia matter means tata again. In between amma matter and pia matter, tata matter, there is a cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, A and P, in between A and P, there is a cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, there is a space called subarachnoid space. I don't think you all need these things. Subarachnoid space, that word you all don't need. In that only, cerebrospinal fluid is there. This space is filled with cerebrospinal fluid. You don't need to remember the name subarachnoid space, but you should remember what is there. Okay, cerebrospinal fluid is there. Okay, then what are the functions of the cerebrospinal fluid? Now, can you see this blue color? Okay, it's the cerebrospinal fluid. Here they have shown the dura matter. Arachnoid matter is also there, but they have not shown in certain pictures. They show certain pictures they have not shown. But arachnoid matter, arachnoid matter is there, and below that pia matter is there. Anyways, what is this cerebrospinal fluid doing? Okay, it supports the brain and the spinal cord. Not only in the brain, it's there in the spinal cord also. Okay, remember that it's there in the spinal cord also. These dura matter, arachnoid matter, pia matter, together they are known as meninges. Inside the meninges, only this cerebrospinal fluid is there. This cerebrospinal fluid supports the brain and the spinal cord. It supports, it gives nutrition, it supports the brain. It absorbs the shocks and the jerk. Okay, because there is a water layer. Okay, when you go and meet an accident, first normally head knocks, no? If this cerebrospinal fluid is not there, what will happen? Your brain will knock to your skull. Due to that, internal damage can happen. So that's why God has created in between your skull and your brain a liquid layer. So your brain won't directly knock the skull. Or else you're getting accident and your skull is knocking somewhere. But inside your head is, your brain is knocking to the skull and internal brain damage can occur. So to prevent that, there is a water layer. So this absorbs the shocks and the jerks. Okay, so that's also a great help. or else internal damage will come every time you fall. Next one, protects against infection. For example, nowadays the common infection is coronavirus. Okay, like that bacteria, bacteria are there, protozoas are there. Some viruses, some bacteria, when they go to the brain quickly, the antibodies present in the cerebrospinal fluid, they will destroy the bacteria or the virus. Okay, what is the common name given to the microorganisms which are causing disease?
Pathogens.
Yeah, pathogens. So when pathogens go, the cerebrospinal fluid will attack and destroy the pathogens. The next one is prevents desiccation. What is desiccation? It's dehydration. Sometimes when you're in the hot sun, your brain will try to become like dehydrated. Then you will get many problems. You might even faint and fall. So this water layer, it keeps on making the brain moist and keeping it wet. So it prevents desiccation, it prevents dehydration, and also nourishes the tissues and the organ. The organs which are close to the cerebrospinal fluid, the nutrients, the glucose, the needed oxygen, those are supplied by the cerebrospinal fluid to the close by organ, not to the full body. Closer to the cerebrospinal fluid, whoever is there, those are
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
Can you explain the fourth point once again?
Prevents desiccation. Prevents desiccation means it prevents the dehydration. Your brain, it may become dry. Without it becoming dry, this cerebrospinal fluid, it is keeping the brain wet. Okay, I'll tell you a practical thing. If you know Tamil, sometimes if you do a foolish work, again, if you put a glass down or something like that, they will ask you, no, Mandakanja. Okay, in Sinhala, if I am saying, Oluwa dry the in Sinhala they don't ask like that, but in Tamil they ask Manda Kanja. That means is your brain dry? Because if your brain becomes dry, the brain functions are not happening properly. So you will do some dodu work, no, some foolish work. So in real life, it doesn't happen like that, but people are saying, but it doesn't happen because who is making your brain moist? Cerebrospinal fluid. So hereafter, if someone asks Manda Kanja, tell them illa kanjilla, cerebrospinal fluid is there. Harida, so why I am saying this is, then you will understand better. So whenever I say cerebrospinal fluid, this incident will come to your mind. Okay, so it prevents dehydration, it prevents desiccation of the brain. Harine? So when you look at the picture, now look at this picture. This is the raw picture of the brain and the spinal cord. Brain, and like the tail of the brain, the spinal cord is there. Brain and the spinal cord. Okay, brain is like the mouse and the tail, it's like the spinal cord. Okay, so these are covered by the skull and the vertebral column. By the skull and the vertebral column. So some students, they are confusing this. Hereafter, don't confuse. Inside your skull, what do you have? Your brain. Inside your vertebral column or the backbone, what do you have? The spinal cord. Okay, don't mix up the spinal cord and the vertebral column. Most people, even the teachers I have seen, they are mixing up this. Okay, for me, we don't mix up because as medical students, we cut everything and see, So for us, no confusion, 100% clear. When I look at the skull, I remember our campus dead bodies, skulls and bones and the brain and the spinal cord and the jelly which fell down, all this we can remember. So sometimes the teachers are mixing up. Okay, what you can touch from out, in the head it is the skull, in the back it is the backbone, and inside that only you have the brain and the spinal cord. In between the brain and the skull, or the spinal cord and the vertebral column, in between that there are 3 layers. They are commonly known as, what is it? From your voice itself, tell me what is the answer for that? The 3 layers in between the skull and the brain?
Dura
matter, arachnoid matter,
Pia matter.
Pia matter. Okay, very good. Commonly they are known as meninges. Commonly they are known as meninges. Very good. So this picture, I think again it will explain to you the brain, skin, and the bone, that is the skull, then dura mater, arachnoid matter, pia matter. In between the arachnoid matter and pia matter, there is a space, and that space is filled with what fluid?
Cerebrospinal fluid.
Cerebrospinal fluid. Okay, so I think with this you have 100% clear idea about the brain, the spinal cord, and the bones which are covering them. Okay. Okay, so what is this? What can you see in your screen?
Brain.
The raw brain. Okay, if you cut a human or animal, this is the raw brain which you can see. Okay, so brain, we have three parts. Okay, so brain, it's made up of more than 100 billions of nerves or neurons, nerve cells. 100 billion. So much of nerves are there. That's why you can do so much of calculation. Okay, what do you think? Human brain is greater or the computer processor is greater?
Human brain.
Human brain, no? How can you argue? Now I can say no. Now the computer, I am storing so much of data and all, but the human brain can't store so much of data.
The human brain is powerful, but we are not using it that much.
Yeah,
Computer brain can't think.
yes, the one thing is so much of capacity is there in the human brain, but scientists
But only 4% is working. I think.
yes, within 10% only, not more than that. Within, yeah, what you said, like 4 to 5%, average person, 10.
But Albert Einstein had about 15%, I guess.
Yeah, I think he was the only person who used a little bit more than that. That's why when you look at Albert Einstein, we will think he's a mad person, but he's the person who is really using his brain more than us. Okay, but when we look at him itself, you will think, oh, this is a mad fellow. Okay, anyways, yeah. So one is we don't use the brain that much, but with that 10 to 15, 5 to 10% of the brain, we were able to create the computer. We were able to create the phone. We were able to create the tab. We were able to create washing machine. We were able to create the light. We were able to create sound. We were able to create a lot of things. So the human brain is more powerful than any electrical equipment, because it was the cause. Human brain was the cause to initiate that electrical equipment. Without the human brain, that electrical equipment would have never come to existence. Okay, so you all have such a capacity in your brain. So students, please use it at least to pass your O level with 9 A's. Now see, there are scientists who are trying to send rockets to the moon. You all know, I think Elon Musk and all, how much they are doing research and sending rockets and all those things. But why can't we use our brain, the maximum capacity, and get 9 A's? That's a very simple thing. When you go to A level, you will think 9A is a just very simple thing. Okay. So as much as possible, try to study and get maximum out of this O level period, because this is your first step. No, this is the first step. This is the first gift which you are going to give your parents. So can you go and give them 9 W's or just S passes, 9C, 9W? Can you give that kind of a result? No, no. This is the first barrier in your life. You did Sishata, you did grade 10 and all, that's and all not counted. Your O level is the main thing. Your relatives, everyone will come and ask your results. What is your result? What is your result? They will come and ask. So you should be able to give a good answer. Okay, so when you look at the brain, okay, the brain, there are 3 parts. We will study that next week. We have the cerebrum, cerebellum, and medulla oblongata. And then about each and everything, I have nice presentations with the functions. Okay, what it's doing now. See, cerebellum, the functions separately, medulla oblongata, functions, all those things. And then we are going to the spinal cord. Okay, so yeah, and next week we will be able to finish that and start the next lesson, because today we got little bit delayed to start also, because students, it was the first day, no, so some students have had some login problem, and most of the students are new, so they did not know how to join and all those things. So today we got little bit delayed, and today I gave you a clear idea what to do, how to start studying, how many days remaining. When you divide that with the number of subjects, how many few days remaining at hand, and now you're maybe you're under lockdown or quarantine or schools are anyway not there now. So you have to do your personal studies. Teachers will escape. School teachers will say, now it is student centered learning. We have given the textbook now, so you should read the textbook and understand. So they will tell an escape, but you can't escape because you all are the ones who are facing the O level. So you have to do your O levels in a best possible way and get the best O level results, and then go for your A level life. After A level life, whether you're going to university or campus, or whether you're becoming a doctor or engineer or lawyer, or that one you can decide, or whether you're starting a business and you're becoming a businessman, or whether you're going to do a course and go to foreign or whatever, everything starts with your O level. Okay, I will tell you my life changed with O level. Okay, next week I will tell you how, because I was a commerce person. I really like commerce. Okay, I wanted to go abroad. Already I think my abroad seat in a foreign university was there, because I knew many people. My father knew many people who were abroad, because he was working abroad in a university. So okay, my everything was done. Soon after my O level finish, I wanted to go to UK and continue my commerce life. But one small incident in A level changed my full life, and I started science because I was able to speak to a lot of doctors. One small situation happened, and from that I was able to speak to a lot of doctors, and I saw their behavior, how knowledgeable they were. That changed my life, and I started doing science for my A level and got Columbia University Unani Medical Faculty, and following that, and everything is related to science. So there will be small life changing situations in your life. So every situation you have to change it. You can't wait for change to come. Now for me, due to a different situation, that change came to me. For you can't expect that to come like that. You have to go searching for it. Okay, you have to change your life. Okay, you have to have a proper idea what you're going to do in future. Even if you don't have a proper idea, no problem, do this O level properly, then you will get an idea. Okay, so again and again I am telling you, O level is the first barrier. Make it the best barrier. I am not saying O level is life, because many people who have not done O level have been successful in life and they have achieved a lot of things. But what I am saying is, O level is the basic. Even nowadays, I think to join a bathroom cleaning company, you need O level qualification. Because recently one person was saying, in a little bit good company where you have to clean bathrooms in the World Trade Center and big companies, a minimum qualification you should know English. So for bathroom cleaning itself, they are asking for English and O level minimum results, that whether you have set O levels or not, they are asking. So if they are asking for that, then for a good job, you should understand how hard it is to get jobs these days. Okay, so students, so please do your O level well. So this is the basic idea for your O level. So this seminar session is a long session. Okay, it's not a short session, 1 day, 2 day session. This is a 8-day session. Okay, 8 days, 2 months. Okay, and a very minimum charge is being charged 1,200. Okay, and also for the registered student, we are giving 50% discount. Okay, because during this corona period, we did not want to burden your parents. Okay, it's a very simple thing. Now maybe for some people it's like eating a bun, going to a shop and eating a bun itself, they will spend more than 1,000 rupees. Okay, so we didn't target the money or anything. We mainly target the students. So if anyone is having any financial issue, even if you can't pay that money, no problem, you can tell your parents to speak to us. We will give you some free classes. It's not a matter for us, because if the students are gaining from our classes, that's a benefit for us. Okay, so please look into all those things. So if you want to join, okay, if you want to join the next class, because today it was an open class, free class, everyone can come. Every day I can't give free class, no. So for the full seminar session, okay, not for 1 month, for the full 8 session, for the new students, it's just 1,200. For the already registered, if you have registered to my theory class or paper class, whatever, if you have registered, no problem. For y'all, it's just 600 plus 100 rupee for the tute. So totally it will be 700. For some students, already the tute is sent. Those students, you can pay only 600. So the payment, everything should be done online. Okay, this is nothing related to institute. So my Yatra Institute students, my Aspire Institute student, whatever students, no problem. You can get my online banking method and you can pay the online method or easy cash. There are many options now these days. Okay, I will send my bank account, you can pay to that. So if you pay, you will be added to the group, and next week the link will be sent, and we will give an admission number also. So the only the students who are paying and registering will be able to attend the session. Okay, so if you have any financial issue, you have to speak to us. Without speaking to us, we don't know whether you are having a problem or not. We can't give everyone free classes. So if you are having a financial issue, please speak to us. Tell your parents to speak to us. We will give a chance for that. The others, you all know, my already students, they know the method of payment. The newcomers, please confirm your participation and get the account details. And once you pay, we will confirm. Then only after payment only we will add you to the group. Then we will send the link next week. The students who are not able to attend today's class, there is a repeat session Tuesday evening. That is the retelecast. The recorded video will be played through Zoom, so you all can watch it. It will be similar. The student once who came today, even if you want to join next Tuesday, you can come, because some students are slow learners now. So they can 2 times they can listen to the seminar, no additional fees, anything. You can come to it. So please, you all can do me a help. You can inform your school friends. Now they missed the live session. No? Next online retelecast session Tuesday night they can come, and next Saturday they can come to our normal classes. So please, after the class, please confirm your participation. We will send the payment details. After payment details, you do the payment and send us the receipt and screenshot or whatever, then we will add you to the needed group. So we know that from all over Sri Lanka, students are attending these classes. So you don't need to have fear. You can start with these classes, and if you wish to continue, you can continue our normal theory classes, which are happening on Sundays, and until your O level, without any problem, the online classes will be continued. So this is a great opportunity for the students who are living out of Colombo. The ones who are living out of Colombo, you don't get a chance to come to Colombo and study now. So now you can, through online method, you can study from Colombo teachers. You can join me for science, and if you need other teachers, we can guide you to very good teachers. If you don't have proper teachers in your area, no problem. If you have proper internet connection in your area, that is enough. Nowadays, according to the now situation, if you have an internet connection, you can go until PhD. You can learn until PhD through online sessions. You can pay online, and you can learn online, and you can get the degree online, and you can work online and earn online. Okay, so in future it will be, you can even die online. Okay, so we can expect that kind of a situation to come. Okay, then students, thank you for joining the online session. The students who don't know about us, you can ask your past students. We have from almost like many schools. From Colombo, we have almost all the Colombo schools, and from outstations also we have a lot of crowd from outstation schools. So you can ask your seniors about our teaching method and syllabus covering pattern. I have a clear pattern. I have tutors. We deliver tutors to home. Everything is done, and the only thing is you have to study. Whatever we do, whatever we feed a child, if he doesn't swallow, what can we do? We can't make him swallow, no? So like that, maximum. Yeah.
Sir?
Yes.
Nervous system is last in the book.
Yeah. I am not going according to the book, because I am going I have my own pattern. I am going in a very easy method. Nervous system, then chemical coordination. Very easy to study that. Then we will go to digestive, respiratory. I have put a timetable. Okay, how I am going to do the lessons. I hope you got that timetable. So even from Jaffna schools, they have last year we had students and they did perform very well. Okay, from everywhere in Sri Lanka we had students. I think more than 2,000 students have got benefited from our online classes, physical classes, and YouTube session. We have some free YouTube sessions. You can watch that. Our YouTube channel's name is Herbal Planet. HERBAL, Herbal, PLANET, Planet, Herbal Planet. So next week we will finish the nervous system. We have little bit more, and then we will move to our hormonal coordination. Okay, we will move to hormonal coordination, that is the endocrine system, and homeostasis. So those are short lessons. We can quickly finish with this. Okay, students, anyone have any doubts regarding the session? Want to know anything? You can either send a message or you can unmute and speak. The students who are confirming, please send a WhatsApp message and confirm. We will send the payment details. Yeah, many messages are there in chat. Tuesday, what time? Tuesday night, 7 to 9. That is the retelecast. I was the 3rd subscriber on your YouTube channel. Okay, thank you. Now it's more than, I think, 1,000, no? So today class held as Yatra. No, this is, I am doing personally this class. So can I get your bank details? Okay, bank details, please contact me through WhatsApp. My WhatsApp number is not 77828366. Okay, it's there in the screen. I have sent a message also. So what are the other questions? So nervous system is at the last. Yes, for me it's the first because most important one. Sir, should we pay 700 with the tute for registered student? If you have the tute already, 600 is enough. Sir, how can I pay for your session, upcoming 7 session? That's you can contact me through WhatsApp and pay it. So is the bone marrow same as cerebrospinal fluid? No, bone marrow is a different one. Okay. Yeah. Okay, all the physical classes have been stopped. Okay, no classes at institute. Tomorrow my normal theory classes will be there. Okay, theory classes will be there. That will be live streamed. Yeah, the meaning of homeostasis, next week you will understand that 100% clearly. Okay then students, I think time up. You all also have to break fast. Thank you for joining the online session. We will meet next week. Please confirm your participation. Yeah. Welcome students, welcome. Okay, walaikum salam. Have a nice day.
Yes, sir.
And in the online session, please share among your friends also regarding our classes.
Thank you, sir.
Online.
Walaikum salam. The session will end.
Sir,
Yes.
what's your YouTube channel name?
Herbal Planet. When you select, when you check, search for Herbal Planet, it will be there.
Oh, thank you, sir.